Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. So have you guys ever seen a beer can glass that changes colors with vinyl? Well, today I'm going to show you how I made this awesome color changing cup using just a few simple materials. Stick around because I'll walk you through every step, and trust me, you're going to want to try this. Before we jump into the process, here's a list of materials that you will need to get started. All materials will be listed in the description. This is the TeckWrap's color changing vinyl I will be using today, along with TeckWrap's weeding tool that I'll be using. Before we actually get started, let me show you all the colors that comes in this TeckWrap color changing vinyl pack. And it comes with a variety of neon shades. And since I'm making a Valentine's Day themed cup, I decided to go with pink and purple for this project. Once you got everything ready, let's get started. So first I created my design in Cricut Design Space. I sized it to fit my beer can glass, which is about 3.8 by 4. Keep in mind, TeckWrap's vinyl comes with a protective plastic layer that ensures the material stays new until you're ready to use it. So remember to remove the layer before cutting. Since I'm not using the entire vinyl sheet, I'm going to place the vinyl on my mat, and then I'm going to use the blade to cut it off just the piece that I need for my design. This helps minimize waste and makes it easier to work with. Once I have my piece, I'll peel off the protective plastic layer, and then I'll be ready to load it into my Cricut machine and start cutting. My cutting mat isn't as sticky as it used to be, so to prevent my vinyl from shifting while cutting, I'm using a few pieces of tape to hold it down just for extra security. So if your design moves during cutting, it can mess up the whole project. So this is just a simple trick to keep everything in place. And I'm repeating the same steps with the purple design. Now I'm going to head over to my laptop and open up Cricut Design Space to send the design to the Cricut machine. So I've already sized it to fit my beer can glass, so I'll go ahead and click Make It. And since I'm using vinyl, I'll select the correct material setting and double check that my machine is set up properly. And then now I'm ready to hit go and let the Cricut do its thing. While the Cricut machine is cutting, I'm going to prep my beer can glass by cleaning it with rubbing alcohol and a paper towel. This step is super important because it removes any dust, oils, or fingerprints, ensuring that the vinyl adheres properly. And you want to make sure you wipe it all the way around, making sure it's perfectly clean. Always want to make sure your vinyl sticks to the glass properly. Once the glass is nice and clean, I'll set it aside and get ready for the next step. Next, it's time to peel and weed the vinyl. TeckWrap is a different type of vinyl from other vinyls that I've used in the past. With this vinyl, you have to be a little more careful when trying to weed and peel because of its unique adhesive and protective layer. But once you get the hang of it, it weeds beautifully. I'm using my scraper to make sure the design isn't lifting as I peel. Next time, I'll set my machine to more pressure to help make weeding even easier. So I'm taking my time to remove the excess layer of the vinyl, making sure all the details stay intact. And if you're new to working with TeckWrap or are working with a more detailed design, take your time and use a good weeding tool to get the best results. Right now I'm weeding out the small pieces in between the heart design. These little details take some patience, but using a good weeding tool will make it easier. I repeated the same steps from the other design. Once I finished weeding this design, I noticed that some of the smaller pieces didn't stay in place. So I'm using my Cricut tweezers to pick up those tiny details and carefully place them where they belong. And this is a great trick if you ever have small parts that lift or go missing. It will help keep the design looking perfect. So you're just going to add the pieces on to the part that is missing. Now I'm peeling off the vinyl for the other design, and right away I'm making sure that all the cut pieces stay on the back end. Sometimes small details can lift with the excess vinyl, so I'm peeling slowly and at an angle to keep everything in place. Just like before, I'm taking my time to remove the small pieces carefully to keep all details intact. So I'm carefully removing the tiny pieces from the lips design, making sure everything stays in place. Now that I've finished weeding all the designs, it's time to get them onto the bare can glass. Here's a look at the designs now that they're fully weeded. The details came out so clean and I love how the colors pop. Now it's time to transfer them onto the bare can glasses. I place the design onto the transfer tape. Before peeling off the sticky part, I'm cutting a piece down to size. This will help make the transfer process easier and ensures I'm only working with what I need. And then I'll be ready to place it onto the transfer tape. Now I'm going to peel off the backing of the transfer tape and place it onto the design. The transfer tape is from TeckWrap and it has just the right amount of tack to pick up the vinyl without being too sticky. Now I'm placing the transfer tape on the design and I'm using my brayer to help make sure the vinyl sticks to the tape. The brayer helps press everything down evenly, ensuring the design stays intact and transfers smoothly. Next, I'm going to peel the design from the transfer tape and place it onto the other design so they can coexist perfectly. One lip design is purple and the other is pink. So I had to layer them separately to get that nice clean overlap and make sure everything fits just right. Now that the designs are combined, I'll slowly peel off the transfer tape, making sure to take my time and ensure the design stays on the tape. Next, I'll place it onto the glass can. And I'm using a tumbler holder to help keep the glass can in place so it doesn't move while I apply the design. And this makes the process a lot easier and ensures everything stays steady and aligned. And to help the design lay flat without any air bubbles or wrinkles, I made a small slit at the top and down the middle of the tape. This makes it easier to apply smoothly and ensures everything sticks perfectly. Using my fingers to gently press the design down onto the glass, making sure it's fully adhered before I remove the transfer tape. This helps ensure smooth, even application with no lifting or bubbles. Next, I'll carefully remove the transfer tape from the glass, taking my time to ensure the design stays in place and doesn't lift off with the tape. I'm going to repeat the same steps but for the opposite side of the glass, making sure everything is aligned and design goes on smoothly. Here's the final reveal of our bare can glass. Are you ready for the part where the color changes? Don't leave just yet. Wait until you see how cool it is when the color changes after I add ice and juice to the glass. This is the fun part. Watch how the color changes when I add ice and juice to the glass. And let me know, would you try this color changing vinyl for your next project? Let us know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Stay blessed, everyone.